The following broadcast is an official production of the Faulkner Sports Network.
Glad we haven't seen a charge shot, but that's very
Oh,
cool.
and bomb into screw attack. Nice.
Good kill.
And a back air. Wow. Heck of a play by the captain. Oh!
Nice.
All right, so an interesting strategy there. Oh, that's it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, that's one way to get a kill.
So far, so good. Uh-oh, good spot dodge.
Nice.
Lovely.
Both characters are actually fairly susceptible to juggling. Dark Pit because he's so... Oh, that's one for the highlight reel. DK. How you like a big monkey foot in your face? Good neutral air there. Tries to... Oh, and back air for the win. Back air.
Oh, and you get a command grab.
There we go.
Nice. The stage spike.
Oh, good night. Welcome back, everybody. We missed y'all for the 10 minutes we were gone, but we're glad to be here because we have another Smash Bros. Game coming up, another playoff game, and just like the last one, this one is a semifinal round, so the winner of this game, whomever it may be, will go to the championship. I'm head coach Caleb Colquitt.
And I am Smash Bros. Blue Team member Seth McGaughy.
Yes, you have so many titles, it's hard to keep
I
up with
do
them.
have a lot of titles.
You're lieutenant of the League of Legends team. You're on the Smash Bros. Team. You play like 4 other games, even though you're not officially on those teams. So, but either way, we're thrilled to have Seth with us, and we will be covering all of the action here in a second. So we do have a game tonight, Eagles versus Hornets. It's us versus our buddies Alabama State. And if you're to take a look inside Regitar USA High-Res Arena right now, you'll see we got both teams here, which is pretty awesome. Last time we had several points at which, and I know it had to be frustrating for y'all and Miami-Dade, where we had some lag.
Yeah.
And we don't have to worry about that here because we're all in person. So it's pretty awesome.
Nothing like a good local.
Yeah, for sure. It's so much better than online.
I would always rather play local than online.
100%.
Unless I'm playing like someone lame like Min or something. Who would do that?
Min is a little, the game is a little more forgiving of Min when
Yeah.
she's online. That is true.
Characters like that, yeah.
Yeah. But without further ado, let's go ahead and meet the team.
Maining Ridley, the Lieutenant, Shadow Death God, Connor Hagin, laying Isabel, Avarice, Logan Chalchi, making his mark with Inkling, Crazy C, Cooper Fisher, maining Link, Zoinks, Brady, Zink, maining Crom, Roslyn,
That's
Ross,
outdated.
Franklin,
Yeah, for sure.
playing as Samus, Captain Kozmo,
Throw them off.
Silas Jones.
They don't know about the Terry.
All right. So, yeah, as you can see inside Regitar USA High-Res Arena, we have a full house here in the Skyloft. We're actually running out of chairs for everybody. But we have enough over there, and so you can see they got several of the ASU players there. We've got a bunch of the Faulkner players. You can tell the difference because of the jerseys, thankfully. So, but yeah, so we should be good to go here in just a couple minutes. One thing that was really nice, and I think it was Connor that reminded me of this. I was like, well, it'll take the guys a few minutes to get into the game and get warmed up and get their inputs in, and then it dawned on me, oh yeah, they already
have them in our
they're
Switch.
already in our switches because they came here and played earlier.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
We do love the ASU Smash team. They're very fun to play with.
Yes, they are, and they've been really good to us over the years, and we've tried to reciprocate that as well. They come over here a lot. We go over there. We try to trade off, but even though we actually hosted last time, we were happy to do it, of course. We talked to them about this playoff game, and they're like, we'll just play over there, which makes sense because, now we actually get to see and stream out because ASU, they don't actually have a stream set up.
Yeah.
So great. I've been over to their facilities. Great esports facilities. They just don't have a broadcast system set up like we do. So that being said, we are able to bring this to you live because of that, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the ASU guys play here tonight. And here's the thing. Obviously, we want to win. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that we're going to the final round for both the blue and the white team. But if the ASU team does win, because we're buddies with them, we will definitely be cheering them on in the final round.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So it looks like they're setting things up right now and getting the crew battle ready to go. And we will be underway here in just a minute. So, Seth, what are you expecting? Like, what are the things that you're going to be looking for tonight with the white team?
Well, I know white team has gone through a crazy amount of growth in the past few weeks.
For sure.
I've worked with a few of them, and just seeing how far some of our players have gone in just this semester is crazy.
It really is impressive.
Because, for instance, we've got, Ross over there. He started playing this semester, and now I'd say, he's about as good as everybody else on the team.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. He
Yeah.
just started playing this game.
So Ross is one of those weird people that just picks up
Emphasis
games.
on weird.
Yes, emphasis on the weird. That just picks up games super easily, and he doesn't have to play a game very long at all to be competitive at it in a very short amount of time.
That's true.
Because let's also keep in mind that even though they were not victorious on Thursday, he also participated in the playoffs for Counter-Strike.
Yep.
Even though he's only been playing that since this semester as well.
Ross is very, very good at intaking information. And
Yes,
I feel
he
like
is.
that has been his best friend in picking up Smash Bros.
And this is something that makes me very happy, coachable.
He
He is a very coachable individual.
Because you tell him, hey, that's not a good option. He's like, okay, I won't do that
Yeah,
anymore.
and he fixes it in the next round.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Also, I don't know if y'all noticed, but when we were taking a look inside the Skyloft and saw Ross, he actually is wearing the Terry Bogard Fatal Fury hat, which is pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome.
We've seen a lot of our guys sort of pick up accessories based on their mains.
Yeah.
Like we saw Logan, he was wearing the Ash Ketchum hat during several games, and the Ash Ketchum vest over the jersey, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so
Ross has also been looking in, speaking of his character-based fashion, a few of us in the arena have recently gotten into the fighting game Guilty Gear Strive.
yes, I have noticed y'all playing over there.
And there's a character in it named Happy Chaos who has these really cool orange sunglasses, which are X-shaped. And Ross found a pair of them online, and he might pick them up. So he's picking up all the accessories for his mains.
So I noticed, I was at a Braves game the other night, and I noticed that there were especially a lot of kids wearing shields.
Really?
Yeah, so you remember the shields from they kind of look like snowboarding glasses from the late 80s, early 90s? Yeah, a lot of kids wearing shields.
Shields are back.
Shields apparently are back. And I mean, there were a few
fine with that.
adults.
Shields are pretty cool.
They are pretty cool looking. I stick with my classic aviators. I love the mirrored aviators.
Big aviators fan.
Yes. Although some people point out that Biden is also an aviators fan, and politically I'm not thrilled with that. But here's the thing. In my opinion,
I will say, love him or hate him, he does rock the aviators.
he does rock the aviators, honestly. And here's the thing I'll say. I'll say two. You might not always hear this, but I'll say two very nice things about Joe Biden. I love the fact that he rocks the aviators. And I love the fact that he loves ice cream. I think everybody
I love ice cream too.
of anybody political persuasion can be on board with those two things, regardless of how you feel about them.
Because who doesn't love aviator sunglasses and
ice cream? And he's usually wearing his aviators when he's eating ice cream.
That's so true.
And he'll tell you that Corn Pop was a bad dude.
A bad dude.
He was a bad dude. Anyway. All right, so it looks like they're in the character selection screen here, so I think they've actually already chosen who they're going to have going first. It's just a matter of, getting everybody's inputs in and everything. So it looks like, and we're kind of having to do some more guesswork here than we normally do because Of course, we love in-person matches way
Yeah.
better than online. However, one thing that is a little bit of a disadvantage is we can't just like read the chat and tell what they're banning and what they're picking and that.
They have
because
to actually
they're
talk
just,
it out in front
Yeah,
of us.
they're just talking. So we don't know what they're picking, what they're banning. We don't know what stage it is until you guys get to find out at the same time we do.
Yep.
So that's how that works. So
that is the one advantage for online matches is that they're very easy to commentate.
they are easier to commentate because of that. It looks like it's, and
Weird.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Seth, but it looks to me like it's going to be Ross as Terry versus JJ as Wolf, which is, I've seen their Wolf before. We've played this
Their
team.
Wolf's good.
Their Wolf is very good, and Wolf is, he was a trash character in Smash 4, and they've made him into not only a viable, but actually one of the better characters in the game.
Wolf is high to mid A tier in this game.
Yeah.
He's recently people have rated him under Falco, but for the longest time, Wolf was considered the second best space animal in this game.
Yep.
Fox always holding that top spot.
Yeah. I will say
Ross
that-
already had him at 44. Ross has practiced this matchup a lot with Josh. 'Cause
That's right, 'cause Josh
plays a
tried to-
mean Wolf.
Yeah, Josh actually picked up a Wolf. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's not really played it much in like actual matches, but he plays it a lot here in the arena.
Yeah, and it's that's the thing. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that the audience doesn't always see,
Yeah,
which is why we're here.
like my weekly mains.
Yeah,
Most of them don't see daylight.
that is true.
Cam and I discussed this during our last match. I have played 5 different characters this Smash Bros. Season,
Which is nuts.
which he said is the most of anybody that's ever been on the team.
That is definitely
Buster
a
Wolf
record.
number 1.
Oh, wow.
I told Ross one thing before this match. I was like, I want to see at least 2 Buster Wolves from you.
Well,
So he's already done one.
that's one. And he does still have the go, so he could theoretically
He
use
does
another
still
one
have
here.
go. Ross has gotten insanely good at parry in a pretty short time.
Ooh. I love the "Are you okay?" Ooh, and yeah, falling on top of Wolf, not a good option there.
Yeah, his up smash reaches very wide.
Yes, and it hits pretty hard as well.
Oh yeah. Fun little useless fact about Terry's Buster Wolf, where he asked, "Are you okay?"
Yep.
That is an incorrect translation. What he's actually asking in the original Japanese is, or he's not even asking questions. He's just saying, "Prepare yourself."
Oh, okay.
But for some reason, since translation, I guess their translation team just wasn't very good at the time.
Oh, wow, and look at that forward smash for the kill.
Oh yeah.
That is a fun bit of trivia there.
Yeah, he's just literally saying prepare yourself, but in the English he says, "Are you okay?" He's asking you how you're doing.
Because, you know, Terry's a nice guy.
He's very thoughtful.
He wants to make sure you're feeling all right as he's pounding your face in.
That Wolf Laser puts Terry at go meter, which is very scary for this Wolf, considering he's at 58%.
Yeah. We could see another quick Buster Wolf.
I would love to see that. Ross has actually practiced a combo with Buster Wolf, which is forward tilt into Buster Wolf. It's kind of a tight timing, but it's very cool.
Terry is one of those characters that just has a crazy amount of.
He has a lot of combos and a lot of ways to kill.
Yep. He's got options, and we saw Power Geyser there.
Nice.
Ooh, wow.
Wolf is probably 1 hit away from being dead.
Yeah, he's definitely a kill percentage against a Terry.
That Terry dash attack is great at pressuring shields.
Oh, but
Unfortunate.
Ross actually just kind of falls at the wrong time there, right in front of him.
Right
And
into
JJ rightly takes advantage of it.
Yep.
So we are now tied.
And that should do it.
I knew saying it was tied would cause the score to change.
Oh, of course.
The commentator's curse is strong.
Commentator's curse is a blessing and a curse. Usually.
Yes, that is a way to look at it for sure. But yeah, so Faulkner is able to retain a 1-stock lead, and they will be going into the next match. But now ASU does have the chance to counterpick.
They do.
And Terry is a very strong character, but he also
He has some
several
really weak matchups.
Yeah, it's easy to counterpick a Terry. So we'll
One-
see if they have something.
One character from experience I know makes Terry struggle is Min Min. So let's hope that they don't have a Min Min.
I don't believe they do, but you know they could always
They could
surprise
have always
us.
picked one up.
Yep.
I mean, I've not been keeping up with their season.
Well, and also, you know, there have been several times where we have surprised our opposing team by
Oh,
throwing
yeah.
out That happened multiple times
Like,
earlier
last
tonight.
Week, yeah, or in last week Zelda as well.
Oh yeah. By the way, that was really fun. The Zelda spike you got.
Yeah.
That was
That was,
that was a lot of fun.
that was for the people.
That was. I give it to you, the people,
For you.
the people.
You, the viewer.
And we're funded by viewers like you.
Thank you.
Not really. We're funded by
We're
people
funded
who
by-
donate to the university.
Yeah. We are funded by.
If that's you, thank you.
I sadly doubt it.
I don't know.
Donate. I want you to donate.
Maybe Dr. Maybe Mr. Sy and his wife are watching.
That's true.
So like maybe they did because they built most of this.
Yeah.
So could
If you
happen.
if you are, we love you.
We appreciate it. Big thanks. Okay, so it looks like we're in the next match, and it's going to be Piranha Plant versus Terry.
This is very silly because, as you might know, Ross played Piranha Plant at the start of the season.
Yes, it is funny that
It's come full circle.
yes, and he still plays Piranha Plant. He just also plays Terry.
He plays a lot less Piranha Plant nowadays.
That is true.
Actually, recently he's been playing a lot of Ryu, which the skill set does kind of carry over from Terry, not fully.
Right,
But
it's
his
not
Ryu
exactly.
is scary.
They have a lot of different inputs. They do different things for sure. I would argue Terry's an actual better character.
Oh, on the tier list, Ryu is listed as better, and that's just because he has a more explosive playstyle, and that's what Ultimate favors.
Okay, fair.
But Terry is all round better, but Ryu can kill you at
Oh,
60 if you're not good.
yeah. So really good use of Patu as a ledge guard there.
Yeah. This Piranha Plant is really making Ross
Oh,
work for
hey,
it.
there's that
That's the
second Buster Wolf.
That's all I wanted.
So you're satisfied now.
And the third.
And the third Buster Wolf.
Great work.
Okay. So now Faulkner, kind of rolls right into that snap. And that's the thing about Patu. If you're
Patui is maybe top 3 projectile in the game.
easily.
On one of the worst characters in the game, Piranha Plant.
Well, the thing that makes it so versatile, and you saw a great example of it right there, is that Terry saw it. It wasn't that he was unaware of it.
It's just he couldn't
But,
do anything.
but here's the thing. You can try to recover high and then run into it. Or you could try to recover by grabbing ledge, and then you're going to run into it when the Piranha Plant just, sends it over.
Yeah.
So, he was in a no-win situation. And props to ASU for taking advantage of that.
It's also one of the few projectiles that whenever it lands on the ground, it doesn't stop being a hitbox.
Right.
So it will land on the ground, and if you hit it after it's hit the ground, it'll still damage.
Yeah, its hitbox actually lingers for about a second.
Yeah.
But, all right, so that does mean that Faulkner retains a lead,
We retain a 1-stock lead, which
but
is
it
very
is
nice.
quite close. So now we
I-
got to figure out how do we answer this Piranha Plant.
I really wouldn't expect anything less of ASU. They're always very consistent, keeping even with us.
Well, just giving you a little bit of team history, and I tell you what, since we've got a lull between matches, Liz, why don't we go ahead and pull up the bracket? We do have ASU has defeated us once this year already, so you can see that Faulkner, we actually won in forfeit against Seattle. Seattle, for whatever reason, never showed. But you can also see that Heston and LSU Alexandria have also advanced. So whoever wins their matchup tonight is going to play us or ASU, whoever wins.
Yeah, play
in
the
the
winner
finals.
of this match.
Yep.
Ooh, this matchup is so we're gonna get to see Logan Chalchi on the Isabel, which I'm very excited for.
Yes.
Isabel Piranha Plant is a very fun matchup for her because she gets to pocket Patui and or the Poison Cloud.
Oh, that's true. I forgot you can pocket Poison Cloud
Yeah,
too.
and her pocket amplifies the damage a little bit, just like any reflector would.
Yeah.
So she'll get to hurt Piranha Plant big time with that.
For sure.
That Piranha Plant's playing a little aggro off stage.
I noticed that. One thing that's fun too is that both of these characters are trap characters.
I thought you were gonna say trash.
No, trap.
They're also both not great, but they are also they're both trapper / zoners. Like they want to keep you out of their area, and if you enter their area, you will face consequences.
Right. And so it's like
There's a good example of it
some-
staying on ledge.
some territorial warfare going on here.
Oh yeah, like Splatoon got your turf wars going on.
Right.
We were talking earlier. for fun about what if we had a Splatoon team.
Well, you know, there actually is a competitive Splatoon in Alabama at the high school level.
Oh, for real?
But there is, but there's no college.
No college
scene for it.
level. That's what I figured. Oh, that was really cool.
That was a really cool fishing pole into Lloyd.
I've noticed Logan's really good at setting that up.
Yeah, it's kind of his signature thing.
Either that or just like.
Oh,
hitting
and
people with
unfortunately, he
Lloyd
doesn't
over
hit
and
that
over.
tech. He's
And off the top.
Yep. I was gonna say, but he lives anyway, and then of course he gets hit by the 2. Nice shield work there by Logan.
Yeah. Does put him at pretty low shield, but it should almost be regenerated by now. That is something that I've noticed Logan has been doing more recently, is playing more off stage. Because Isabel can play very far off stage.
And that up throw off of a fishing pole is going to be another stock for the Eagles.
Fishing pole up throw kills very early. Unfortunately, Piranha Plant is kind of heavy, so it does make that a little bit harder for us. But
Yeah, Isabel doesn't have a ton of kill power. A lot of her kill power does come from her throws, but
either
can
from her
combo into
throws
it.
or her back throw version of her slingshot actually kills very good if it's up close. But yeah, you are right. A lot of her kill power comes from her throws and fishing rod. And her Lloyd is really good at racking up damage for those throws.
Right, or putting them into a position where she can juggle.
Yeah.
Oh, but unfortunately, ASU able to bring it back to a tie and only taking 60 damage in the process. So Logan's going to have to bring this back just to keep Faulkner's advantage. For a second, I was about to
And
say,
it does look like
oh,
the
it looks
Piranha
like that
Plant
is going to
has
happen.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. I don't know if that was a missed input or what, but
Well, nevertheless, good job, Logan, keeping us up, stock up.
yep. Going to keep us cool and just go into the next one. Hopefully he can take a stock or 2.
I hope he takes all 6.
That'd be great, but we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. I think we should gentlemen to OLED switch.
It looks like they're gentlemaning to the nether.
Yeah.
Over there.
We have some funny custom stages on our
We
Switch.
do. We have fun with it.
We like fun around here.
We do like fun. I don't like fun as much as y'all, but
Well, we the majority. We the people.
the
love fun.
people. No, I actually do really like fun. I just have to keep everybody on task. So
Yeah, of course.
Of course, speaking of fun, I think especially considering our victory tonight, we should have more fun after the broadcast
With a fun little
by going to Generic Burger Place.
generic burger place with fun food.
Generic Burger Place is delicious.
I love generic burger place.
And if they sponsored us, we could tell you what place it was.
And boy, would we tell you.
Oh, boy.
Personally, I wouldn't stop talking about it.
Yes, but there are rules, and we abide by the rules.
Unfortunate.
But speaking of that, since we're here to mention it, I don't mind just giving a free plug while we're in between matches. Our new sponsor for next year is going to be Corsair. And you might have noticed, again, you probably didn't notice this unless you're like a professional broadcaster or something like me, but Seth and I are actually making a lot more eye contact with the camera than we have in past broadcasts, and that's partly because we've got the brand new Elgato prompter.
And it's so nice.
It is. So we're actually looking at a live feed of whatever you guys are looking at. So instead of having to look down here to watch things,
Yeah, I don't
We're
have
look-
to do
yeah.
this if I want to look at me.
although this is a bigger screen, so you'll still occasionally, like after a match, see us doing this.
Yeah.
But the point is,
Or
we can,
even looking over there.
yeah, with that too. But we can actually watch the entire thing just right here in the teleprompter, and it looks like we're looking directly in the camera because
Yep.
we are, because that's how the teleprompter works. They just have a little mirror and a little screen. It's very low profile and it's easy to use. So
It's a
pick
neat
one
little
up.
gadget.
Yeah, pick one up at elgato.com.
Yeah. I personally am a big Elgato fan.
Yeah, me too.
I have one of their capture cards.
Even way before I even did esports, I was a big Stream Deck fan.
Actually, I have an Elgato sticker on my laptop.
Okay, so interesting that
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo is not
Played a lot.
seen much in the meta.
He's not seen a lot in North America. In other countries, he's actually pretty common.
Well, Mewtwo is still to this day one of my all-time favorite Pokemon.
Oh,
and
he's awesome.
And he actually was sort of I wouldn't say he was my main. He was more my sub in Melee.
Yeah. Melee Mewtwo was a lot of fun. Melee was a lot of fun.
It really was.
I love that game.
You can tell the Pokemon designers and developers really love Mewtwo because they always, like, if he ever becomes not competitively viable, they
They'll
buff
make
him.
him, yeah. They'll make him fit whatever meta's going on in that Pokemon game.
They do like their Mewtwo.
I mean, he is generic, cool, legendary.
So are you looking forward to Mewtwo X and Y?
Coming back in ZA?
Yeah, coming back in ZA.
Oh, yeah.
I was pretty stoked about that.
I'm pretty stoked for Legends ZA in general, just because the combat looks like such a fresh breath of fresh air.
Well, see, my biggest complaint about Legends Arceus is that even though I loved the game and the playstyle, there were no trainers to play. Like, there's 4 trainers in the whole game,
and now there will be actual trainer
battles. Now the whole thing is like competitive Pokemon trainer battles, which is awesome.
I will say, Legends Arceus. Spoilers for Legends Arceus. You haven't played, but do you know about the final?
Oh yeah, I 100% did.
Yeah.
Oh, and he just catches him on an unfortunate Shadow Ball, and
so that takes us back down to even 6-6.
Yeah. So props to the Hornets for tying it up, but the Eagles are going to have to answer here.
Oh, yeah. I do wonder who they'll send into Mewtwo. I have an idea. I think it might be Brady.
I was going to say sword characters tend to do really well.
Well, I don't think it would be on the Link. He's been playing somebody different.
That's true. He has been playing someone else.
So
I do think Link would be a good pick here.
I do think Link would be a great pick here, but yeah, it does look like
you
they're
think it'll
sending
be
in Brady.
somebody else?
I think it'll be Mr. Jumpman.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
I could see that. But that'll be interesting.
Gentlemen to Rainbow Cruise? Thoughts?
Yeah. I'm going to go with no.
Take me back. I remember when that stage was legal. It was legal
that
in
stage
Melee.
was legal?
In Melee.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Rainbow Cruise was legal for a little bit.
That's wild.
Or was it Brawl that game was introduced? I think it was, it was Melee.
No, it was Melee.
Yeah.
Rainbow Cruise was in Melee.
Yeah. So yeah, that stage was legal for a very little bit. Same
So-
thing with Pokefloats.
Yeah, so one of the things that you'll notice is that many of the stages, and I think Rainbow Cruise is a testament to this, you'll notice that Rainbow Cruise never shows up again in the Mario universe. So I think that if it had been any time after Melee, like Brawl or any of the subsequent titles, you probably wouldn't have a Rainbow Cruise because that was a 64 title, and Melee came out not long after. It was one generation after Mario 64.
Yeah. Just like we got Delfino Plaza on the Wii version after the thing.
Yeah, like if you were making the Mario maps today, you probably wouldn't consider Delfino Plaza.
You'd probably make a Mario Odyssey. Which there already is.
There probably will be a Mario Odyssey one, I would imagine, in the new Smash Bros.
If there is, I hope it's like Steam Gardens. That was my favorite.
Steam Gardens was awesome.
I love because it's like such a cool mixture of like nature and. This Mewtwo's really good, by the way.
Yeah.
So, sorry for not commentating on the actual game that we're watching. This Mewtwo is very good at playing Mewtwo. He sure does love his neutral air, which I don't blame him. It's a really good neutral
It's probably Mewtwo's best aerial move.
Either that
it
or
covers
his forward
him.
air.
It's super safe.
Yeah, his Nair is definitely one of his best moves.
I love the Nair. It's like a better version of Pikachu's Nair. Oh, wow.
Unfortunate.
So
I think Brady thought that he was going to grab there.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what was going on. He just miscalculated by a hair. One thing that Mewtwo should watch out for, though, is Brady can use Cape to redirect Shadow Ball, and that does make it a little harder to use a move that he seems to rely on quite a bit.
Yeah.
Although he's not really charging it this match, so maybe that's something he's taking into consideration.
He's only charged it whenever Mario's been, like, off stage or something.
Right. And I consider, even though I know Samus is a better character, I think Shadow Ball is actually better because it has like a zigzag pattern and it keeps going further.
Shadow Ball also combos more than Charge Shot does.
It does.
Like most of Mewtwo's combos are off of Shadow Ball, which is also kind of why he's not too great in this match game, unfortunately, because he relies a little bit too hard on a straightforward projectile. But yeah, it is easily one of his better moves. Mewtwo forward air. I don't know if you know this. Mewtwo forward air will kill at like 85.
Oh yeah.
It's supposed to be the move Psycho Cut from Pokemon, and it lives up to that move.
Ooh, and just misreading that, rolling directly into the Shadow Ball. Unfortunately, just winds up getting hit into neutral there.
This Mewtwo is really good at keeping combos going with his up tilt, I've noticed.
Yeah,
This music's too calm.
It is. It doesn't really fit the motif.
It kind of threw me
here. One thing that is a problem here is that Mario, one of his most consistent ways to kill is through a grab, but on such a big stage, it's hard for him to get in the right position for that.
Yeah, it's hard for him to get that close without just getting hit.
But up smash does it.
Mario up smash.
Or was that up tilt?
It was, yeah, that was up smash. Mario up smash hits like a truck.
Yes, it does.
Especially on a pretty light character like Mewtwo.
Just smack you with my head.
Yikes.
Man, he's able to take on damage really quickly.
Mewtwo is, yes, he is very light, but he also probably has some of the highest knockback on his moves overall out of the entire cast. Like, his knockback rivals heavies. We got a good up air string from Brady. Unfortunately, that up smash does hit him.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
He misspaced that back air on the shield, and that had him.
So this Mewtwo player has taken ASU from being at a 1-stock deficit all the way down to 2-stock lead.
Yeah, he took 4 so far, I think.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, this Mewtwo's on a run.
So now we got to figure out, how does Faulkner answer that? Like, they've already used, let's see, we've seen Ross, we've seen Nacho, and we've seen Brady.
Yeah.
So I guess that leaves Silas and Cooper.
Yeah, that would be the ones we have left. I
Yep.
think Silas is probably who they're going to throw in here, which I think I just saw him sit down.
Yeah, I think I saw him move. It's hard to miss Silas when he moves
He is real
because
tall.
he's a tall boy.
Like, I think he's tall, and I'm pretty tall.
Yeah, I'm pretty tall
You're
too.
also pretty tall.
And
like,
and even I'm like, Silas is a big dude. So
that's fine. I'll sit up.
how tall are you, Seth?
Last I went to the doctor, they said 6'3".
Okay, so you and I are the same height.
Yeah.
So
And
Silas,
is like 6'5".
Yeah, I was about to say he's easily 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
So
I was so comfy in the chair, but I had to sit up because we were talking about height.
well, I actually wasn't thinking about that. It's just while we're doing, but for just a little bit of insight into how the broadcast goes. The screen is right here. So when I'm talking to the camera, it's easier to sit up and like actually look at the camera.
Yeah.
But when I'm watching the game, I do this, and then I tend to sink just a little bit to get a little to get a little closer to the screen to get a better view. So unfortunately, that is typically what happens. Is you guys come back to me and I'm kind of slouched, which doesn't look good on camera. Which I already don't look great on camera, so I have to do everything I can to help myself.
Does look like Kozmo's bringing out the Cloud. I've played his Cloud.
Cloud is actually a really good matchup.
This
for
is
me
a
too.
great matchup for us. I was about to say, what's he doing?
Oh, he's being fancy.
Okay.
Yeah, these are no doubt two of my favorite Smash Bros. Characters.
Oh yeah.
Going at it.
You're a
here.
big Final Fantasy 7.
Yes, I am. I love Final Fantasy. Not just 7, 8, 9, 10. Love all of them.
My favorite Final Fantasy game, and this is kind of a bit of a weird one. I love Final Fantasy 3.
I really like 3. I love the job system.
Yeah, I grew up on that one.
Okay, so he does force him to lose his limit break there because he was low and needed to recover. So, unfortunately, we don't get to see Kozmo bust out the limit breaker.
Yet, that is.
Yeah, doesn't mean we won't see it. Just not going to see it right now. Oh no. Yeah.
That Mewtwo down smash, it fully charged, it'll kill you at about 60. It's one of the highest knockback smash attacks in the game.
Yeah, and disable is one of those tricky moves that people don't think about.
Well, you don't think about it because people at like a low to mid level consider it pretty bad because if you just look away, it doesn't do anything.
Well, objectively, it is bad. But
Well, a lot of high-level Mewtwo's have found a really good use for it, and if you actually hit somebody with it while they're in the air, it knocks them back.
right, but the funny thing is sometimes the bad moves are the ones that competitive players have to think about because
Like Falcon Kick. for
right,
instance.
because it's quote unquote a bad move. You don't prepare against it, and unfortunately that gets them for a second time. Disable. Just something that Kozmo's having a hard time defending against.
Yeah. This Mewtwo is also just putting so much pressure on Cosmo.
Yeah, crazy good combos there.
Yeah. He sure knows his game.
He does. You can tell this is a guy who has put in a lot of hours in the esports arena.
Yep. Gotta be careful for that Mewtwo F tilt. It hurts.
It does.
It doesn't look like it would, but it hurts a lot.
Oh, and he's going to have to get back to stage here, but Mewtwo immediately able to put him in disadvantage. It's funny because both of these characters have crazy good neutral heals. Oh, so it was a good idea because he had no chance of getting back unless he had limit break. So he was just going to charge as he fell, but he wasn't quite able to do it. And that means ASU has taken round 1.
Yep.
So congratulations to them on the first one. Faulkner's going to have to come back and, you know, I hate that we weren't able to do a better job and keep it closer. But at the same time, Seth, you know, earlier tonight with the blue team, we lost the first round.
Down first round and then brought it all the way back.
Yep. And did so by no means just easily because that was a tough game all the way through.
But that second round, we kind of cooked. Like
a little bit,
Logan
yeah.
Ling, I don't know what we've been feeding him. Whatever they got in the calf.
Yeah, it's good for a growing cat. So.
Yeah, literally. His Incineroar has been nonstop tearing through people the past few games.
Yeah, it really has.
Because we made the realization halfway through the blue game, we just need to put him in earlier. We keep on saving him for last. Put him in like second or third. Let him tear through 5 people, then we clean up.
Yeah, and I mean that was a strategy that obviously worked.
Yeah, it paid off big time.
So the
Incineroar,
and really the reason that I get the thinking behind that, you don't want to put Incineroar in because he's easy to counterpick. So,
but when he's so good at Incineroar, he's not going to get counterpicked.
Right, and there's a lot of times where they'll counterpick and it doesn't matter. Like we saw, I said when we were doing the commentary, if we saw his Incineroar at 3 stocks and Min Min at 3 stocks, I think he wins that matchup, especially considering how dominant he was near the end of it.
Oh yeah.
So,
but even then, we did learn the Min Min was actually that Lucina. They picked Lucina over Min Min.
That's bizarre.
I know, and I'm actually pretty sure that was their captain.
No, their captain is the Kirby.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I checked.
Okay. Well, the Min Min was the Lucina, and I was like, that is weird.
That is odd. You would think that they would go with Min Min.
Because they got results with Min Min.
Well, and you know the Min Min matchups because you're also a Min Min player.
Yeah.
But
for better or for worse.
Oh, by the way, since we're here and kind of in a lull between matches, I do want to mention that I got word from the Puff Daddy earlier today. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, that's Titus, and we call him that because he's manufacturing a bunch of Jigglypuffs.
Yeah, he's making a bunch of little plastic Jigglypuff.
We got a lot of little plastic Jigglypuffs. And so the charity live stream probably coming up in, well, it will be roughly a week or a little more from now. It's the School's Out charity live stream. So as you could guess, it's going to be right around the time school lets out.
Yep.
And we will have the killing of the Jigglypuffs at some point in that week. So
it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
We do like blowing up the Jigglypuffs. That's a lot of fun.
Also, just from what I can tell, charity live stream might be our single most like hype thing that we do.
Yeah, it's definitely the most fun that we have. And I've actually lined up a sponsor and they've agreed to it. So it's Preborn.
Oh.
Which is a charity that helps moms that are in trouble. They run like crisis pregnancy centers and provide them free ultrasounds, things like formula, diapers, things that they need for their new baby, car seats, strollers, that kind of thing. So just baby stuff. And so it helps moms that are in trouble to take care of their babies. So great charity, really worthy cause. Looking forward to working with them.
And diapers are expensive.
I have heard that. I don't know that for a fact. But yes, I have heard that they get quite pricey.
Oh, yeah. I have brothers with kids.
Yeah.
I hear about it all the time.
Oh, well, I tell you what, since you mentioned that, I do not have a brother with a kid, but I do have a brother with a fiance because he and his significant other got engaged a week ago.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Big news.
So I'm going to have a sister-in-law for the first time.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'm the oldest, so it's kind of the reverse of you.
Reverse of me, yeah.
Where you have brothers that are older than you. I have a brother that's younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they announced it and made it Facebook official and everything. They're engaged now. So.
Oh yeah, That's
Looking
crazy.
forward to that. And Levi, I don't know if you knew this, but because I know, like, Counter-Strike is one of the only games you don't play.
Yeah.
But Levi actually helps train the Counter-Strike team. He's a semi-pro Counter-Strike player.
Hype.
Yeah.
Love that.
He's really good.
Well, you say I don't play Counter Strike. I do play Counter
Well,
Strike.
yes, I know you actually do, but you're not on the team.
Yeah.
Seth plays all the games.
I play all the games. I
He's-
even play Overwatch. I played Overwatch the other day. It was pretty fun.
Did you?
Yeah, I got 2 play of the games.
Nice.
I was having a great time.
No,
Playing with
Overwatch.
Josh.
I know that people have been comparing it a lot to Marvel Rivals and saying that Marvel Rivals killed it, but I mean, Overwatch is still a really fun game.
Overwatch just got a lot better because they just added the perks and stuff, and I really like that.
All right, so here
have
we go.
Creeper coming in.
Yeah, we got match 2 versus a Donkey Kong. So let's hope the Monkey Monday only applies to Cam.
Yeah. I mean, it is Cam's holiday.
It is. We recognize every Monday as Monkey Monday. Thanks to Cam.
And the only reason we brought out DJ tonight, fun fact, is because we realized, if I'm correct, the finals game will not be played on a Monday?
No, it's a Monday.
It is?
I think so.
I thought you said it was the 21st.
Is the 21st not a Monday? It's a Monday.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Oh, well then I just got my days wrong.
Gosh, Seth.
Well then, Cam was told wrong information. We
Whoa.
lost. That's not good.
Not sure what happened there.
As long as the other team don't care.
Well, it doesn't look like either side was really affected by the pause.
Yeah. Now, if it had resulted in a stock taken, that would be fine.
Oh, yeah.
I just realized that was the first damage Cooper's taken this round.
No, he's lost his stock.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Pay attention, Seth. Oh, man, what a combo there.
Yeah.
He had the paint bomb and able to get the forward smash at the same time, which resulted, of course, in a loss of a stock. And
What is this, like, breakcore music?
I have no idea. I'm going to guess that it is something to do with
It sounds very, like, Bayonetta, maybe?
I was going to say it's Splatoon.
I don't think it's Splatoon, because it's real words.
Oh. Is that how you can tell the difference? Oh, no,
Yeah.
shield break.
Splatoon-
And that's going to be it.
Splatoon, they speak in Inkling speak.
Why does Nintendo have to keep doing that? Why can't they? Like, because it's the same with Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Well, Animal Crossing is just, like, they're animals. So, so they're just going to go.
Yeah.
For Inklings, I don't know. I mean, Mario speaks Italian, so that's basically the same thing. Sorry to any Italian fans out there.
I apologize. Mario's awesome.
Mario is pretty awesome.
Oh, wow.
As we learned
that-
last game from their Inkling, Inkling up smash is not a great kill option out of.
No, it's really not. You need to use forward smash if you,
You
can.
need to use forward or down smash.
Yeah, down smash actually works.
Down smash sends at a nice angle.
Okay, so I don't know if like super armor activated or what.
It was super armor on the punch.
Oh, you got a whirling Kong there.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Kong, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yes. So
let's rate how hyped we are for that. Cause I'm like 9 out
all,
of 10.
all
hyped
the
for
way
it.
to 10.
Real?
I'm so stoked about Donkey Kong.
I'm
64.
pretty excited.
Like we have not had a 3D Donkey Kong since 64. Also, great forward smash for
Oh,
the
yeah.
kill. Although it took him getting to. Oh, tech check. Nope.
Yeah, it's been what 20, almost 30 years
Almost 30 years.
since the last 3D Donkey Kong.
Well, it's close. I think it's closer to 25.
I want to say Donkey Kong 64 came out in 98.
It's close to that because
Yeah.
it was
It was near
It
the
was-
end of the Nintendo 64 life.
right because it was the first game that used the expansion pack.
Yeah.
And then Majora's Mask followed it. And Majora's Mask is 99, so it would have had to have been like 97, 98.
So yeah, it was about 26 years ago.
Yep.
Which is insane.
I will say the only thing I was disappointed in is no alternate Kongs apparently that you can play as. You're just playing as DK.
But we did get confirmation in the Nintendo Treehouse Live event that Cranky Kong is in the game.
Oh! And so you had the cargo hold with the throw. That's going to result in
Yeah,
ASU
cargo forward
taking
throw
the
off
early
stage
lead.
is a nightmare.
Yep.
Scary to deal with.
Well, we saw Cam use it to great effect earlier
yeah.
tonight.
it's hard to beat Cam's DK.
Yeah.
Like, even my best characters struggle against it. And I wouldn't even say, like, it's his best character, but it's just, like, he's just so confident.
Yes. And it's the Monkey Monday magic, I'm convinced.
Yeah, because he plays better on Mondays.
He does. I don't know what it is.
Cam's a fun guy.
He is a fun guy.
Not a mushroom.
Not a mushroom.
Okay. Thought I'd clarify.
Yes. We wanted to make sure no one thought that Cam was like a Smash Bros. Player we grew in a dark basement.
No, that would be
That would be wrong.
that would be Josh.
Why Josh?
That's his origin story.
Okay. We're going with that now, apparently. Josh is an artificial human.
Yeah, Josh was made in the lab specifically to play DDD and play him well.
I'm going to ledge guard now.
I'm going to throw Gordo at ledge, and it will kill you.
It's like, oh, I'm going to throw Gordo, but you don't know whether it's going to be high arc or low arc or straight.
Or if it's going to go fast or slow, or am I going to spit it out at you? What's going to happen?
Or are you going to dodge it and try to land on top of me and then I hammer you to death?
Or
Like,
I'm
you
gonna
don't know.
grab you if you try to shield it. Gordo's a good move until it's not.
I will say, come to think of it, we didn't see D at all.
Yeah, Josh didn't play tonight.
Yeah, that's wild.
He was more on the strategy end tonight.
Which is
Which
understandable.
worked out.
Because it worked.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was surprised that he didn't throw in the D.
Yeah. I think, well, part of the reason was we knew that they had a Min.
Yeah.
We knew that they had a Falcon. And those two characters would have been an issue for
They
DD.
do eat DD's lunch pretty hard.
But everyone else on their team we could have dealt with.
Yeah.
Kirby's kind of a weird matchup, but it would have been doable.
I think they did that intentionally so that DD and Kirby were, like, more even.
Oh, yeah. Because that is a pretty even matchup.
Yeah, you know how much Sakurai loves his Kirby
Oh,
characters.
yeah.
And
I'm
I don't
still
blame
holding out hope. Smash 6, give us Bandana D so we can have the whole Return to Dreamland, all four of them.
So here's a fun question. If we do get a Smash 6, which I'm assuming that we will, do they use the DK model that they have in Smash 5?
It's going to be the new one.
Or do they do Bonanza?
It's going to be the new one. Because the new one's loosely based off of the Mario movie, which has been out for a
See,
while.
I didn't think that. I mean,
well, the eyes look almost the same as that
well,
one.
this was my perception, and you told me if you think I'm wrong. I think he looks a lot more like a 3D model of Donkey Kong Jr. to the point that I was actually wondering before they announced the title, I was like, is this like a Donkey Kong Jr. game?
Yeah. I have seen that as a comment on like YouTube videos and stuff in the past week. And, well, I actually just yesterday watched a synopsis of the DK lore because I'm a nerd.
This is the thing that we do in our spare time.
Oh, of course. And Donkey Kong Jr. is actually the Donkey Kong in Smash Bros. Dad. And Cranky Kong is his grandpa.
Yeah.
So it does look very similar. I will say the new DK model has that black around his eyes, which that's why I'm comparing it to the Mario movie because that's how it looked in the Mario movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, it does look better than the Mario movie one because I was not a fan of that. But I do really like this new design. We have Brady on the Link.
Yep.
Which should do him wonders in this matchup.
Yeah, you would think so.
I love that.
I still use it.
It's so hype. But yeah, I totally think they're using the Bonanza model for DK in the next match. I hope that they use Tears of the Kingdom Ganon. They better.
He's so popular, it would be dumb for them not to.
I hope Ganon...
Oh, wow. That was quite
a
a monkey
punch. Yep. This is a very hot take. I hope that they use that Ganon, and I hope Ganon is not a bottom tier.
I hope they just rehaul. I've been asking for them to just
I want him to
completely-
not be Captain Falcon.
Yeah, I want him to not be Captain Falcondorf.
Yeah, I want him to have his own moveset. Like they made a right step in that direction in this game.
Yeah, with giving him the sword, which gave
By
him some
giving him
extra
the sword.
range.
Yeah, which
no.
I'd say that pretty much sets him apart from Falcon.
Props to Brady for mashing out of that. What a
Brady's match game is pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, the only one that I would argue is better is Titus. Titus has a really good mash game.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a big proponent of. I think it would be really cool to see.
Oh,
Ganon
nice!
game
And we get the forward smash, the jump slash.
Oh yeah. I actually think that's his dash attack in this game. And melee, that was his forward smash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're correct.
It is weird how
it's
they've
one of the ways-
recycled move. No, it was in 64. That was his smash attack. It was the jump slash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because in Melee, they reworked him to be more of a zoner.
Which, honestly, as somebody who took advantage of that,
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciated because he was much better as a zoner than he ever was. He's honestly kind of bottom tier in the 64 version.
Yeah. In Melee, I know you don't probably keep up with a lot of competitive Melee, but there's this competitive Melee
I
player
kind of
called-
keep. I'm on the fringes.
So, are you aware of the best Melee player, Zane, who's a Marth main?
Yeah.
So, there's this other competitive Melee player named Aklo, who actually used solo Link to beat Zane in a top 8 bracket.
That doesn't sound right.
And
I believe you, but that doesn't sound right.
you know how fast Melee is. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's because just for some reason, Link and Young Link hard counter Marth in that game.
Huh. That's not been my experience, but okay.
Yeah. I don't know. He got insane results.
I mean, based on their playstyle, I do get why there is at least a potential there because
Yeah.
they're probably in Melee at least the best zoners in the game.
Well, even they can be played as zoners, but honestly, a lot of the time in Melee, they're played as kind of an all-rounder, how you would expect like somebody like Captain Falcon in this game to play like. Like
Okay.
just he kind of does everything.
Right.
Or closer to like, like how Wolf plays in this game.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wolf, Wolf's on the screen.
Oh, and Wolf's back. Okay.
Wolf and Link.
Good
both the
call on
characters
that
we were
one,
talking
Seth.
about. But yeah, Melee Link, his Nair is probably the best in the game.
Wolf, a character that was not in Melee.
Yeah, he was in Brawl though.
He was.
He was not in Smash 4, unfortunately.
Wait, I thought they added him as DLC later.
That you're thinking of the DLC in Smash 4 was Roy,
Mewtwo, Roy.
Ryu, Lucas, and Lucas might be the one you're
Cloud.
thinking of from Brawl. Cloud and Bayo and Corrin.
Yep.
I always forget about Corrin, but yeah.
I didn't actually think Corrin was DLC.
Yeah, Corrin was
Gotcha.
Corrin was similar to Byleth in Ultimate, where nobody was hyped for that DLC, but it was a cool one.
I liked the fact that Violet got in.
Oh, I liked the fact that Byleth got in too. I think Byleth should make a base game personally. Like
Sakurai, even though doesn't really have anything to do with Fire Emblem's development, he sure does like him some Fire Emblem.
he does love him some Fire Emblem. Also, from that direct, I did learn how to count in binary on my fingers. So thank you, Sakurai. I don't really know why he went through and taught us
So-
that on that stream, but he did.
So Wolf baits that, and just as soon as Brady gets up from ledge, forward smashes. It's one of those where he just made the wrong call. He had about a 50-50 shot of avoiding that and didn't.
This
But-
drops.
But props to Brady for making the most out of it. Oh, and Link is a heavier character, but he can get juggled like that from
Oh,
time
yeah.
to time. And Wolf has a pretty good juggle game.
Because Link has a pretty fast fall speed, which allows him to be
Yep. It's because you wouldn't think that he's as heavy as he is.
But he's carrying a lot of stuff.
He is, and that's how they justify making him pretty heavy.
Well, it's like how Snake's heavy. Like,
Right.
at the end of the day, he is a guy, but he's a guy holding a ton of heavy weaponry.
Yeah, and Link is, got chainmail and all that other stuff on, so it makes sense.
I think, speaking of a Smash 6 revamp for a
Oh, and you actually had the clank off of the
Yeah.
shield, which
I love when that happens.
I do too. Link and Hero are the only characters that have that.
I forgot Hero had that.
Yeah, Hero has that as well. But yeah, just a very quick back air, and that was one that was actually really hard to commentate on because there was so much happening all at the
There
same
was
time.
a lot happening. Wolf is also just one of those characters. He closes out games fast.
He does. He's one of those characters that it's like. I remember I was reading. It was if you remember this, you're probably one of the few people in the team that might know what I'm talking about. The Prima Game Guide
Mhm.
to Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
I remember one of the first things when I tried to pick up Siegfried. Literally the first sentence on like how to get good at Siegfried was, if you're not moving, you're doing something wrong.
That's so true.
And that's how Wolf is.
Yeah. If you're not moving on Wolf, You should be.
Right. And that's how Siegfried and Nightmare both play.
Yeah.
Like, if your sword is not moving, your feet need to be moving. But if
something's
nothing's
not
moving, something is going wrong.
You are not holding the controller.
Right. So, and that's how Wolf is. Like, Wolf has to constantly be in motion to be able to be
To get
competitively viable.
the full value out of his kit.
Right, exactly.
I think I saw Ross walk over there, so it looks like we're going to see some more Terry action.
We could. And Terry would not be a bad option here. Now, the disadvantage is he doesn't have the ability to zone like a lot of characters do to try to keep Wolf off of them.
Yeah.
But if you want to get a couple of quick kills, Terry's not a bad option here. And frankly, Faulkner could use that, because if he can get us to even, or even if he loses a stock and takes 2,
Yeah.
like that would still put us in a decent position
That
here.
would put us at least make it even,
Right.
which we're always looking to even out that.
Had to be a show off. Take the side screen.
Terry's
Also-
projectile does do more damage than Wolf's laser, which is good to know.
One thing that is kind of funny, though, is that it doesn't really matter because Wolf's laser does not interact with the projectiles. But
Terry's doesn't either. because he
but
goes
Terry's
under.
like rides the ground,
Yeah.
so it doesn't even connect with it anyway.
I remember when that came out, I was like, man, that's going to be such an impressive projectile, and now I like sees Fringe Juice. Also, because Terry sees Fringe Juice. There's like 2 Terry players in the top 100. One of them is Riddles, who's a Kozmo player.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. He plays all the fighting game characters, except for mainly, like, he doesn't play Kim. He plays it. I think that's Ross's only problem is he keeps on landing on this wolf.
Yeah, this Wolf has an absolutely phenomenal under platform and underneath U game.
Yeah. There is a term for attacking under platform, and that is called.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, and just caught Ross in a bad moment, able to forward smash, and that brings.
Ross does have him at 100 though, which is right where he wants him.
Yep.
Oh man. Wolf gets him to 70 that quick. Wolf's up here doesn't play around.
Ooh!
He does get the down tilt burn knuckle. That's a kill confirm. We do see Ross sitting at a scary 95%, right on the verge of having go.
Yeah, it would almost be better for. I was about to say he
If
is
he
able to
trades
get
a
go.
move, yeah.
It would almost be better for him to just take 5 damage so he could get go.
Yeah. If only there was a way for Terry to damage himself.
Just like there's a button where Terry punches himself in the face.
Here's an unconventional buff I'd give Terry. Give him Pichu self-damage.
Yeah.
No. Character who would benefit from that, Lucario.
Oh, for sure.
Give Lucario Pichu self-damage, he's instantly like a high tier.
Are there fighting moves that, I mean, there's got to be at least a few that damage yourself.
Yeah, there's...
Close
definitely-
combat lowers your stats.
Close combat would be the one that I could see the most define that.
Yeah.
I feel like close combat, if it was implemented in the Smash game, it would be like Falcon Punch, where it's a very high risk, high reward.
Oh, it'd have
That's how it is in Pokemon. Like, it
Right.
lowers all your defenses, but it's really strong.
Oh, man. Ross really caught him on that combo there. Oh, but unfortunately, he tries to use Power Geyser and gets caught from underneath stage.
Nice! The burn
Nice,
knuckle
there we
catches the
go.
roll.
Whew.
The great thing about burn knuckle is it covers just about everybody's roll.
It's very sweeping, and it's also very tall.
It, like, if you were in this range, boom.
Right, exactly. It covers a lot of ground very quickly. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah,
Well, Ross getting us to Faulkner with 4 points and ASU with 6 points.
yeah. So he really kind of kept the status quo, which we do need, especially at this point.
Going into the latter half of this set.
Yeah, we're now into the last 2 players on ASU side. Faulkner really does need to start taking like 2. You know, we can't just trade anymore. We've got to be able to take positive stocks at this point.
Oh yeah. Does not look like they've exited the victory screen yet.
No, they have not. Both teams are probably discussing who's best to send in next.
Yeah, probably. Ooh man. Cheapy.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
It's been a real long day.
Yeah, it makes you real tired having to win playoff
Oh, yeah.
games
Yeah.
and
You know.
go to the finals, you know.
You know how it is.
Yeah. Oh, all this winning is making me exhausted.
All this winning is making me so tired.
We need to play the you remember the Trump line from his speech is like, "We're gonna win in the economy. We're gonna win everything. You might get sick of winning. Please, it's too much." I would love to get to that point.
Unfortunately, my phone is
Oh no!
This is the biggest tragedy that ever happened to mankind.
Now you'll be right.
You're so
But you will have to recharge it so you can use the generic Burger Place app for after the game.
Well, thankfully, I have a really good car charger. It's actually better than my actual charger.
I have a 25-foot turbocharge cord because it goes to the teleprompter.
That's really fun.
I needed high data transfer.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Ross has not taken a hit yet.
No, he's not.
Doing such a good job of keeping Plant off of him.
Oh, but actually falls right in front of it and gets hit by the two.
He's doing exactly what he needs to, though, keeping Plant away from the stage.
Yep. You don't want Plant getting comfortable. That's how you lose matches against him.
Yep.
Very nice stock, just a really smart ledge guard there by Ross.
If Ross can keep this up, taking 29 damage per stock, I think he's golden.
Yeah, probably. Although,
It looks like he just took 2 stocks worth of damage there. I think almost exactly that. Yeah, exactly that.
see, you can math.
Yeah.
Seth doesn't like to math.
I don't like to math, but it's part of my major, so I have to.
No, I'm talking about Seth Dawson.
Oh,
He
well,
was,
yeah.
We
The other-
actually
the other
made that
Seth
joke
hates
in the last match. He was like,
Okay.
I didn't want to have to math. And I was fair enough.
Well, I don't hate math.
So actually, math was my best subject and my highest test score for the ACT.
Highest on the ACT? That's
Uh-huh.
crazy. Math was always my lowest on the ACT. I always
Oh
had
no! He
Aw.
runs right into a Patu.
That's unfortunate.
And it's really a shame because he had the Piranha Plant at 157, so it's you know, that happens sometimes in Smash Bros. Though you just have this dominant performance,
And then all of a
and then,
sudden,
like-
you start playing like you've never seen the game.
yeah, and then sometimes you'll just like accidentally run into an attack and it kills you.
Oh yeah.
And
The
it's-
amount of times I have died to Josh charging an F smash at ledge, whenever I could have very well just sat on ledge and waited.
Yep.
I'm like, I'll neutral get up this. Watch this, guys.
and then you're just
Uh,
sitting there like, oh,
I
that's
shouldn't
why
have
I
done-
shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's why I need to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Well, Ross really put the hurt on him, keeping us still only 2 stocks below them. This is still very winnable.
Yeah, we've kept it at the status quo, but now we're down to
Our last player, which I believe will probably be Logan.
Logan or Silas.
Yeah.
I could see Logan busting out.
This-
I mean, it could be either. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I could see that working in our favor.
But all right, well, we'll find out here momentarily, and if the Eagles are able to. And I mean, Logan has gone on tears before where he'll take 7-8 stocks
Oh,
with
yeah.
3. So if anybody can do it, it is definitely Logan.
He is very good at keeping calm during a match.
I'm not sure if it's Logan yet. We still don't see like over on the couch who's
Yeah.
sitting there, but
That's why I keep looking over there. I'm trying to
Yeah, same.
get an idea.
I can't tell from here.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Well,
Ross-
it'll be fine either way.
Ross just went out to get his water.
Oh yeah, well it's not Ross because he just played.
I was just mentioning that he just went out to get some water.
He's having to go outside to get his water because we had a little problem with some trash in the arena, and
Oh, yeah.
we've banned food and drink for the next week.
That'll show him.
Yeah, I hope so.
It was Logan on the Isabel.
Ah, we called it right.
As we learned last time, this is a good matchup for him. What I'm worried about is that they probably have that Mewtwo as their last player. Because
I
I
will-
know that this is super doable for Logan, but I'm worried more about the
Yeah, well, I mean, he's already faced this Piranha Plant before. He I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to be an easy win, but he definitely knows the matchup.
Well, he faced the Piranha Plant and beat him last time with relative ease.
Right. So I think we're going to be okay on that front. But like you said, if we has to face that Mewtwo,
that's really what I'm.
it would be
worrying
hard.
about.
And that's one of the reasons he's going to really look to not lose any stocks here, because it'd be hard enough to face that Mewtwo with full stocks, much less 1 or 2 down.
I could totally see him beating the Mewtwo with full stocks. He just has to really lock in.
Yeah.
What?
That was.
Fishing pole is so jank.
It's a good thing that Smash Bros is a complete game with no bugs.
A complete game with 0 bugs and 0 problems. She can't do that. Yeah, Isabelle Fishing Rod is a very divisive move because against some characters it does nothing. Like against like Steve, for instance, it would do nothing. But against characters like Piranha Plant who have very linear recoveries, he almost can't recover against her.
Well, props to that Piranha Plant for teching that Fishing Rod throw, but Nacho having a little trouble recovering below ledge, but does get back. And now he's just got to avoid getting smacked with that giant spiky ball.
I have loved what Logan has been doing with his slingshot. He's been stopping every time that he's pulled out Fatui. He's made the Piranha Plant drop Fatui each time. Nice. You know, that Piranha Plant really likes down smash, which is odd because Piranha Plant's best smash attack is his up smash.
I didn't notice that. That makes... Oh!
And there's the up smash.
Yep, the sharking.
Yep.
Which is a new term Seth has taught me.
Yep. Yeah, sharking is just throwing an attack up through platform to try to create pressure. Usually an up air or an up smash.
Which, I mean, has been around since original Smash.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sharking dates way back, which the name kind of speaks for itself. It's like a shark.
In days of yore.
In days of yore.
That fishing pole went goofy again.
There's a lot of funny Smash tech names, some of which debatably.
And that's going to be it.
And that is it. That leaves us down Faulkner 2-3.
Yeah,
I'm assuming their Mewtwo is their last player.
Well, would have loved to have been able to see him retain all 3 stocks there,
Yeah.
but he's still in a position where he can win this. He
This
just has
is
to
very
be very
doable
careful.
for Logan.
Yep. Isabelle is one of those characters that if you want to play safe, you can play safe.
You
as
can play
Isabelle.
real lame on Isabelle if you want to.
Mhm.
The only problem is Mewtwo can play very aggressive.
Yes, and as we've seen,
And he doesn't have to approach. He can play lame too.
Yep.
So that's what's kind of scary about this matchup.
for sure. So we'll see how that goes. But remember that Faulkner actually lost the first match. So if they win here, they still
That
have
takes
to
us
win.
into game 3.
They still have to win a game 3. If they lose here, it's over.
Yeah, if they lose here, they end up. Would that be 4th, or?
I don't know. Liz, can you pull up the bracket for us real quick? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so there is no 3rd place match. So we would be tied with either Heston or Alexander, whoever loses that one.
Yeah.
I don't. There's not really like a way to determine who would be 3rd and 4th. So
So we'd be tied for 4.
basically, we'd be tied for 3rd.
Oh, tied for 3rd. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, sweet.
But
So,
let's hope we don't have to
yeah,
worry about that.
We shouldn't have to worry about that because I trust it.
Yep. Poor Isabel.
That dog.
You got that dog in him. And the dog wears sweater vests, apparently.
It's a stylish dog.
She is. Oh no!
One thing about Logan's game plan that I have noticed is he doesn't like using pocket,
He doesn't use pocket very often.
which is odd because that's like the main thing that I think about whenever I'm playing Isabelle.
Or villager.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially here with the Mewtwo, if nothing else, if he just used it once, it would at the very least make the Mewtwo think twice about using Shadow Ball.
Yeah, but he's not even putting out that mental pressure of what if my Shadow Ball gets eaten?
Right. That's one of the things that's really important because, like, as a young Link, especially if I'm facing somebody that has a very strong projectile game, I want to block their projectile
shield
at
and
least
use
once
it.
with a shield, just so they're like, oh, yeah, I can't just, like, throw stuff out there and it hit.
I have to actually think about my projectiles.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I like to play a lot of mind games.
I mean, that's half of Smash Bros. Is mind games.
Oh, 100%.
Smash Bros. Is only like 50% a physical game.
Which is good, because if it were just physical, I would not be good at it.
There's very few fighting games that are just input. A lot of fighting games are just like who can get in the other player's head better. Because there are lots of really good fighting game players that don't use all these crazy combos.
Right. They're not very technical or mechanically gifted. They're just good at psyching people out.
They're just good at the game's fundamentals, and that wins them that.
Oh!
He did use the pocket, but unfortunately he does lose it because he
I was really hoping that. Oh! And he actually does
die
get
there.
the gimp.
Isabel's up tilt is very good at starting little mini combos.
That's the thing. So much of Isabel's game is obviously trapping, but those traps even operate under this sort of death by 1,000 paper cuts mentality.
Oh yeah. Logan just used a strategy that I've seen him describe to me, and it does really work as well as he says. You know, if you place Lloyd down, you can manually activate it, and almost every time that he does, the opponent instantly runs in. So without fail, he always manages to get a good punish on that. Even if he doesn't hit them with the actual Lloyd, he has that mental pressure of, oh, they're going to run in now.
Good job on blocking that neutral air. Just lingers so long, and so many people will make the mistake. Oh, there he goes. He'll make the mistake of dropping shield too early on neutral air, and he still takes some damage off of it. Oh! He can still recover. He's got really good recovery.
That was scary.
Yes, it was. To his credit, that Mewtwo just decided to play safe, don't need to make anything too risky or go off stage too much.
I feel like if he had let Mewtwo land on the Lloyd there, that probably would have been a better outcome for him.
Probably so.
But he's probably a little nervous. I would be too.
Oh, and I love the pot ledge guard. That's always fun.
That's a classic from him.
Sort of a Logan special.
Oh,
no.
He accidentally inputted his up B.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And by the time he got to the end lag was too much.
Well, unfortunately, that does leave the Faulkner Eagles White Team third place in the division, which is an insane run.
Well, I mean, it's been crazy how much this team has developed in a relatively short amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have gone from struggling to even get single wins to going
making it to third in playoffs.
Make it to the third in playoffs, and not only that, they made it to playoffs last semester as well.
Yeah.
So props to the Hornets for a hard-fought victory.
Very good match.
And a really well-played match. They earned it, and of course we will be pulling for them in the final game against either
we've got a dog
Heston
in this
or
fight.
yeah, we do. Either Heston or Northwestern, whichever of those two they wind up fighting. So we do wish them the best of luck, but that does mean that Faulkner White Team's season does end tonight. So that means the only one left standing is Blue Team. All the other teams have been eliminated, but props to White Team for making it further than anybody except for Blue Team. So making it to the semifinals, a really big deal, and props to them on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break here in just a second, and we'll be back with the post-game show and a post-game interview.
Bye, guys.
Did you know that 100% of Faulkner's computer science graduates
since 2014 have found jobs
in their fields within 6 months of graduating?
We live in the information age where you either use a computer or you get left behind. Are you ready for your future? Faulkner's computer science program is your gateway to a leading-edge career with purpose.
I built church websites, and through the training and instruction that I received from Faulkner, I was able to go right into my career after graduation.
It laid a solid foundation for what you need to know.
At Faulkner, there are many kind and knowledgeable people that are eager to help you prepare for the future.
In the U.S., there are predicted to be over 400,000 job openings each year for computer specialists with median wages well above average. What you learn at Faulkner will give you control of what your future looks like. Our faculty has an average of 16 years of industrial experience and is ready to navigate you to a bright future as a computer scientist. Come join us at Faulkner University. Your future is worth it.
And we're back. Thanks so much for being with us here for the post-game show, Faulkner Sports Network, covering the playoffs for the Faulkner White Team. Unfortunately, we're not able to come up with the W tonight, just a little bit short against Alabama State University, which does mean that our season is over as of tonight. I just realized my hat's on a little crooked. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. Sorry. I distracted myself with that. Especially since you're wearing a hat, so I don't want to look like...
I got to represent.
Yeah, you do. I do love the Fatal Fury hat. Like, the Terry hat is nice. All right, so... Ross, talk to me. What all was going on tonight? I know that you were a big part of the lineup in really all 3 matches, which you played Terry in all of them, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I've been playing him recently for a little bit now, and so I was like, well, I might as well throw him in. I did pretty good, I'd say, except for the last one where I just power dunked into a Patui. That was supposed to be a Buster Wolf, but yeah, I'm dumb, I'm not stupid. But really misfortunate. Really unfortunate. Could we have won that? I think so. I think it was a lot of nerves with, like, this being the semifinals, I believe.
Sure. Yeah, it is the semifinals.
I didn't let him get to me personally, but, that's just because I got ice in my veins.
Yes. Well, that is helpful to have the ice in the veins.
It's actually a medical problem.
Mine has Dr. Pepper, interestingly enough. That's my blood type.
That'll do it.
Yeah. And it is pretty cold, so it's not quite ice, but
yeah.
Anyway, so I know that this was a big part of you and being able to do what you were doing tonight. You used to actually main Piranha Plant, which you wound up facing quite a bit tonight.
That helped me because I had played a game as Piranha Plant against a Terry, and I was like, don't recover high. Half of the time I recovered high.
Well, there was at one specific time I remember where recovering high was the correct call.
Yes, there were a few times where a lot of the time I just had to recover higher, and then I would just go over the Patui.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like with Terry, you just got to be careful because his recovery is
suboptimal.
Yeah,
we'll go with suboptimal.
It's not like Mewtwo's who just can jump from the blast zone onto ledge.
Yeah. Mewtwo's is now granted it's kind of harder to control, but it is one of the better recoveries. But yeah, so with going in tonight, what was the mentality with the bench over there? Like, how were the guys? Was the morale high? Was there a lot of nerves going on? Like, what do you think is part of the reason?
It was kind of quiet, I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
Like, it wasn't as hype as I would want it to be, but it wasn't like sad or like
it wasn't
anxious.
somber.
It was just kind of like, I don't want to say nonchalant, but it was kind of just like mellow, just like, we're going to come out here, we're going to do our best. We made it this far. We're going to try our hardest and just see where it takes us.
Well, I mean, that is an approach to go with, and it's certainly not a bad one. You don't want to, get nervous or put the weight of the world on your shoulders, but it is unfortunate you guys weren't able to come up with the win. I know that in the lineup, it seemed like you did really well against the Piranha Plant, and you were able to take, 5 stocks in the first set?
I took 4 in the first and then 3 in the second.
So you essentially traded in the second. Yeah. And, what was the biggest challenge? Like, what was the one that gave you the most trouble out of all that?
I think it was just like... Because I started really good against the Piranha Plant, but then
I mean, you were just dominating.
Then I just started getting hit by stuff. The Wolf did some damage. There were a lot of the times where I would just air dodge right into a smash attack or land on top of the up smash in that first game, which not my brightest decision, I gotta say. Done a lot of stupid things. That's gonna be up there.
Well, I will say Wolf is one of those characters that you cannot land on top of. He has so many options to punish you for
Wolf
that.
and Piranha Plant, really. Like, it's
Wolf, Piranha Plant, and Mewtwo. Mewtwo has that really strong up smash that lingers for a long time.
It's like, if you get hit by it, you're most likely dead.
Yeah.
Like, at mid to high percentage.
It's one of his better moves for sure.
Absolutely.
But anyway. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and ask you this sort of as an exit question. you've worked with these guys a lot, and you're one of the fastest developing players on the team. You weren't even on the team before the semester, and you joined, and now you're one of the most important aspects of it, especially like if we need somebody that has that short range rush down character in Terry, or also, like you said, you've had a piranha plant. So you've kind of seen this team for a shorter amount of time, but you've been able to get a feel of like what it's like to go from very little game knowledge to a very sophisticated game IQ. How would you characterize sort of the general feel of this whole season and the level of development you guys have been able to come from? Because you're not the only one. There's a lot of the white team guys have come a long way in a short amount of time.
I wouldn't say it's like anything new necessarily, because I've been on like not necessarily esports teams, but sports teams where you've had to practice, and I have been like on the lower end of that. But I just know that if I personally put in the work, put in the time, then I will succeed, which is what I've done. Everyone on the team, especially white team, has like come a far distance in skill, in my opinion. Like, I mean, I know for a fact for me at the start, like I think everyone was just 3-stocking me, and then now I'm like able to confidently put up games on like most people. There's some that give me a run for my money a lot of the time, but I feel like just as a team, we've all improved so much.
Yeah. So who on the team would you say gives you the most trouble, since you brought that up?
Well, on white team, definitely Connor, because he's just
Makes
like,
sense.
he knows all my mistakes. I tell him my mistakes, and then he's like, I'm going to punish those mistakes. So it's just like, I do something, I mess up, I get punished. Outside of that, I honestly think it might be the other Connor.
Oh, other Connor?
Just both Connors. Because, like, I don't know, he plays silly, but it just works.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why. My sound just went out there
Mine
for a
did
second.
too,
I
but
don't know what was going on there, but that was weird. Either way, okay. So it just works. All right, well, that is going to be all for us this evening. We're going to go ahead and close it out, but thank you so much for being with us, Ross.
Glad to be here.
Or Rosslyn, as you might have seen. That is one nice thing about playing these in-person Smash games. You actually get to see the gamer tag.
Yeah.
So, because, if you're playing online, it just says Faulkner, which is, good because you know which side they're on, but you don't necessarily know who's playing that unless we tell you. But, yeah, so thanks so much for doing that, and we're going to go ahead and call it there. And I don't know if we're going to try to do this earlier or see what the other team has. We'll announce any schedule changes that we do have. But for right now, the Smash Blue game is scheduled for Monday, April the 21st at 6 p.m. And that will be against, I tell you what, since we're here and their game is probably ended, let's just go ahead and check and see who that opponent is going to be for Blue Team. Oh, it is going to be Northwest State Community College. So it's going to be Eagles versus Storm in the final round. So check back with us at our next broadcast and see if Faulkner Blue can take it all the way and win a championship. Certainly looking forward to that and seeing how they fare against that. We are a higher seed than them, so we do have advantage. We're a 2 seed, they're a 10 seed. So obviously by no means a guaranteed victory because, anything can happen. But we do have advantage there, and we might be able to pull off our first ever Smash Bros. Championship. So be sure to check that out. That's going to be April the 21st at 6 p.m. And we'll have it right here available on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, all the places we normally have these broadcasts. We'll have it there as well. And that's all we've got because this is the end of the season for everybody else. So that's the only thing we have on the docket. Special thanks to everybody doing a great job of keeping us on the air tonight, like Liz Anderson, our producer. Making sure that we look good on camera and pressing all the right buttons and making sure that, you guys are able to see this. So we thank her for all her hard work. And, of course, my color commentator tonight, Seth McGaughy, doing a great job of adding some flavor to the broadcast and just kind of showcasing what's going right, what's going wrong. And we appreciate his colorful commentary as well. And, of course, I'm your play-by-play announcer and head coach, Caleb Colquitt, saying so long from Regitar USA High-Res Arena. And also, I'll add this to the thing. Special thanks to the ASU team and their coach for being willing to come down and do an in-person match. It's always super fun to have them in here, and we're thrilled to have them with us as well. And that's going to be it for us this evening until that championship game for the Smash Blue team. We're going to go ahead and say goodnight and stay the course, friends.
The preceding broadcast was an official presentation of Faulkner University. It may not be redistributed without the express written consent of the Faulkner University Athletic Department. Regitar USA High-Res Arena is sponsored by Regitar USA. The national anthem was performed by the Faulkner University Chorus. If you would like to learn more about the Faulkner eSports program, visit our official website at faulknereagles.com or follow us on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram for all the latest news.